Hello there viewer, this is Savius von Amstein, and I greet you to my audience in open arms. As you can see in front of you, we have another house that we're going to be building in the following tutorial. This house is a single-story house with plenty of loft space, and quite honestly, it feels quite cozy when I was trying to build it. This house should be fairly simple, much more simpler than the two-story houses that we did down there. Fairly simple, fairly easy to build, a nice little ease into our weekend. That is, if you're watching this on a weekend. As you can see here, this is the possible interior design that you can have with this house. I am not limiting you to these interiors. I mainly do not detail interiors in my tutorials, just so that way you can actually leave it up to your creative license and do whatever the heck you would like to the inside. Now that we have seen this, let us get into the layout. As we can see here, as per usual, I have laid out the layout of the house. The flooring space is covered in dark oak wood tiles, but remember, realistically, it would have different variations of dirt. The cobblestone bits are where the walls are going to go, and then the orange wool bits are where the logs are going to go. The blue wool is where the door is, and the brick segment is where the hearth is going to be. Now, without further ado, let's get on with this very simple layout of the house. Now, for starters, we're going to take our, what do we have here? Oak beams. Yes, oak beams. And we're just going to make them 3 blocks high. Just that way we can make sure that this build looks very short. Much shorter than that house over there. Once you've built your pillars 3 blocks high, you're going to put the horizontal beams on the 3rd block, and we're going to bring them all the way across the entire segments here, every single one of the segments. Remember, in your concave corners, do not have a pillar and do not have this corner bit for the horizontal beams. It's just better that way. Then we're going to take some yellow stucco. It doesn't matter if it's clean or cracked or mixed in with cobblestone, just as long as it has yellow stucco appearance. You can use whatever color of stucco you want. I'm not going to limit you, but for this particular house, you can definitely use this type of stucco. Next, make sure to leave a few holes for windows. If I check my reference there, yes, there is indeed a window here, and I think I might have left a window here as well. Now that we've got that, we can pretty much consider the framing of this house done. To the contrary of our previous tutorial there, we're actually going to get the hearth out of the way. I don't want any more of those mess-ups where I forget how to create my own hearth. So quite simple, you just put the side walls of your hearth here, you put your base of the hearth here, you can put the mantle up here, as I do reference this house again, yes indeed. Then, blah. Then in the back, I believe here you put a upside down stair to sort of model the flue, and dig 2 blocks out of coals there. Continue your brick parts here and put your brick corner blocks there. Finally putting your brick vertical slab there. Then just bringing it up to about the height of where we're going to put our those nice little gables there. Here we're going to then place the these guys, the flue. We're going to build the flue right here, and then at least I think. Nah, we don't do that up there. We just put blocks there. I really need to get my own hearths down. I mean, like, come on, it's a hearth. Alright, then you just put the top part of your chimney there. And finally, you put the sides of your hearth here, and then put a straight iron railing right in front. That way nobody burns themselves unless they want to. If you want, you can light those now, you can light them later. Doesn't really matter. We're going to get right on into the 2nd floor. Keep in mind, I have said 2nd floor in the previous segment of this video. Pardon me, I am extremely tired right now. So, by second floor, I actually meant the framing for the roof. We're just simply going to place the framing like that, put one block higher here, then just do the stair-step pattern there. Do the same here. And then for this next part here, we're actually going to extend it out one block. As far as I'm concerned, that is correct. We're going to do one block extension there and there. And we're just going to continue it upwards. This part here will make the the lofts feel much more roomier. Then we're going to place some Tudor frames along here, doesn't matter what kind, as long as they're Tudor frames. Then some wooden panes, doesn't matter for that either. I prefer, for this style, to do the wooden pane first type, but you can do whatever type. You did the second type on that house. It's really just up to your creative license as far as I'm concerned. Then, if I were to go back over here, there's some parts that I forgot. Take some wall of oak log trapdoors and place them under this. That way we have a nice paneling there. Now we're going to work on framing for the beginnings of the roof. We're just going to have our overhang as per usual, as well as just our light thatch material. Just placing them on all of the top surfaces of these frames. Then we're going to take our wooden staircases and we're going to place our glorious gables. Make sure that you're not only placing the gables on the thatched blocks, but the blocks underneath. That way it gives a nice sturdy look about the gables, and it allows you to do the further detailing that we are also going to do. So yes, just some more stairs. Yeah, stairs. Almost called them gable blocks. If only. And we can sort of just build our overhang right now, so that way we can continue our gable blocks. Not gable blocks. Gable parts. Doing that on all the sides here. Just like that. And then on the underside here, just as this. Then we're going to place the apex of the gables. We're going to place our wall of spruce log slabs on the top part of the stairs here. And then we're going to place our dark oak fence gates on the very top block of them. And then finally we're going to place our top part of the thatch on top of those. Gives a nice completed look. Next I'm going to cut out me filling in the rest of this roof, and then we'll get on with the final details of this build. Alright, and now you can see here the structure is looking pretty much 90% done. First of all, this place needs a door. Where this blue wool block is, we're going to replace it directly with cobblestone, and then we're going to do a jungle door on the inside here. Looks quite nice. Now, actually let's go outside real quick. Next part is, we need to support these gables somehow. We're going to take vertical spruce beams, and we're going to place them along the edges, front edges of the vertical slabs here. They work especially well here, as they look like they're actually supporting this overhang bit a little bit. We should do that on all of the front-facing blocks, particularly for this build here. Finally, we're going to take the dark birch log slabs that I have not mentioned before in this video. I'm going to place them to about that block there. As per contrary to my style, I am actually going to put a block there. It makes it more complete. That part there, just one block wide. Oh, I almost forgot. We also need some ladders right here. The big ladder blocks are a big lifesaver in the Conquest Reforged mod. However, if you're doing a professional build, I would not recommend doing this. make sure to have your dark birch logs about to there. And then take your big ladders and place them there. Take some more big ladders, place them along this area here. Then we're going to take our nailed oak planks, fences, and we're going to place a row of them there. Finally, we're going to take clothes hanger and we're going to cover the uncanny parts of these. Finally, we're going to take these spruce beams, we're going to put them across on these parts here to look like they are supporting the roof. And then we're going to place them along the block here. We're not going to do anything there, since that would pretty much obstruct your access into this part here. And actually, we did that slightly wrong. We're going to place them there like that, diagonally like this. It just looks better in my opinion. You can do the previous style if you want. I'm just going to do that. And that's per the plan that I had come up with for this tutorial. And now this house is pretty much done. Now, there's not much left more for me to say besides, if the hearth is lit, always make sure to have some kind of smoke appearing on the chimney. That's just common sense. So, now that this house is complete, I have to thank you very much for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. If you like this video, make that known by pressing that button. And if you have any comments or suggestions, make sure to put those down in the comments section. I will always make sure to try my best to take some time and read through your comments. Without further ado, this is Savius von Amstein, and until next time.